Hey folks, I'm Tennessee Brando for the MeidasTouch Network. You know, one of the most idiotic statements that I hear these days coming out of MAGA's mouth is, boy, I sure could go for some mean tweets right about now, as if to imply the whole country is just burning down around them under Joe Biden, and they just wish Donald Trump was back in there so he would just be being an asshole on social media and just be giving people hell. I don't know if they know this or not, but he actually has his own platform, Truth Social, where he gets on there every day and has these deranged meltdowns where he spews nothing but verbal diarrhea, and he calls everybody that disagrees with him everything but a living human. If people just needs a villain to go out there and be an asshole, Trump's still out there being an asshole. If they would go on Truth Social, they could hear him call Jack Smith deranged every day. They could hear him, talk about Ron DeSanctimonious. They could hear him talk about Sleepy Joe and how everything's Hunter Biden's fault. How that anything that goes wrong, well, that must have been Hunter, must have been back in the White House. That's why that happened. So if you're looking for that villain, if you need a Skeletor in your Masters of the Universe, Trump's still out there being a jerk. He's still out there truthing all over himself. But the rest of us that lives over here in a sane world, you know what we could sure go for? Some more of that jobs report that came out in June. Yeah, over 200,000 new jobs added, unemployment down to 3.6%. It's under 4%, the longest stretch in a long time that we've had. I could also go for some more of that $35 insulin. Yeah, that would be really cool. Something else we could all go for is more of that infrastructure deal that Joe Biden got passed. That's something that is going to have long-term effects on this country in a positive way. See, over here in the sane world, people like us realizes that things like inflation, things like gas prices, they go up and down regardless of who the president is. Those things move around. Those things are temporary. What Joe Biden is putting in place right now with the infrastructure bill and with health care, those are things that's going to last a long time. Those are things that's actually going to affect other people and their lives and how they live it. But meanwhile, over here in MAGA's world, they're just wishing somebody was out there being an asshole. And I can't imagine being that fragile in my own skin that I had to have that on the national stage. I don't get it. I'll be honest with you guys. As long as I've been watching television, I have always rooted for the villains. I have. I always rooted for Skeletor over He-Man. I always rooted for Boss Hogg and Roscoe over the Duke Boys. I rooted for Roddy Piper over Hulk Hogan. I always loved television bad guys like Boyd Crowder. Hell, I even cheered for Gus Fring over Walter White. Well, they were actually both villains, but I was more of a Gus dude. But you know what? I never one time thought, hey, gee, it would be a good idea if we had a villainous asshole like that as the leader of the free world. That never crossed my mind. For years, I used to have a sticker on my guitar case that said Willie Nelson for president. It was a joke, which he would definitely be better than Donald Trump, but it was a joke. Those things used to be a joke, and then along comes Donald Trump. He empowers everybody's hatred. He says all the quiet parts out loud. He gives everybody the courage to be a complete and total asshole, and they absolutely love the guy, and they want that guy to be the guy that's got his finger on the button. They want a guy who went out there, lost a presidential election, then tried to fight to overturn it, and incited a riot on our nation's capital. They think that that guy should have another shot at it because they think it was taken from him the first time. That's how insane their world is. And people out there will say, you use some pretty heavy words when you describe them. Sometimes you call them a cult. Sometimes you call them deranged. Sometimes you call them insane. What else are we supposed to call it? Any reasonable, rational person can look at this and say, this MAGA bit has done got out of hand. This thing has went completely off the rails. We should not even be having this conversation today. We should be over here in another world just talking about other things. But Donald Trump is still out there lurking. He's still out there doing his thing. And people are still cheering for it and wanting it to have a second go around. Not realizing that if Trump was to ever get reelected, and if God forbid he ever got back in, do you honestly think that he would leave when his time was up? That was the whole point of January 6th. He didn't want to go. He wanted to overturn the election and install himself as the dictator. I really believe had he succeeded on January 6th, we probably wouldn't even be having an election in 2024 because that's the end game that he was going for. And everybody's okay with it because they just want that villain out there, somebody out there being a dick, being a jerk, so they can pump their fist and feel better about themselves. I don't need that in my life. I need a president that gets shit done. And while Donald Trump is over here calling Joe Biden Sleepy Joe, and everybody's talking about how that, Biden can't complete a sentence, he don't know where he is, he wanders off during interviews, he's getting shit Done. I don't need him to be a dick to the Republican Party. I can pull that off on my own. I can get on social media and just fire off at him all day. I don't need Joe Biden to be a disrespectful old prick. Okay, that's not what I need in my life. I need a president that will get in there, roll his sleeves up, and go to work. And that's what Joe Biden is doing. We're getting results out of Joe Biden, something you guys didn't actually get out of Donald Trump, if you would ever admit it. Where's your health care plan? He said you would have the biggest and the best and the most tremendous health care. You didn't get it. Where's the wall? Did Mexico pay for it? No. All the things he promised you was empty promises. He rode in on the evangelical coattail. And that's a whole other subject I could talk about for 2 hours, how that he cashed in on that. One of the most immoral dudes in history, who was known for being a player, known for being the kind of guy he was. I mean, hell, Kid Rock name-dropped him in songs long before he ever come along in the political theater. No one ever thought Donald Trump should have been on the Wheaties box. Nobody ever thought that he should be the role model, and yet the evangelicals just accepted him, embraced him, hook, line, and sinker. And if you listen to them, they say all the quiet parts out loud right now. Well, yeah, we know Trump's a con man, and yeah, we know that he definitely cashed in on it, but he pushes our agenda, so oh well. That is the type of insanity that we're up against. So if people in the MAGA world wants more mean tweets, just go over to Truth Social and watch him be a dick. He'll do this long after this is all over. He'll still be over there screaming. Till the end of time, he'll be over in his little bubble just talking about how the world's against him. If that's what you want to watch, go watch it. But we don't want to see it on the main stage in the political arena. We don't want the rest of the world looking at us and laughing. And trust me, they are. They're looking over at Donald Trump going, how in the hell did he dupe them? And how in the hell is he still duping people? He tried to overthrow their government, and there's still people out there getting behind him. It's absolutely insanity. So, yeah, you guys, if you want to hear him be a jerk, you can watch him be a jerk all day long. You know, or if you love to see good television villains, go watch Sons of Anarchy. It was a great show. I loved Ron Perlman in that. He was a great asshole. But I don't want him to be the leader of the free world, and you shouldn't either. So, folks, be sure to hit subscribe here at MeidasTouch. Share these videos, get them out to the world. We're one of the fastest news networks and fastest growing news networks in the country. So be sure and get them out there to people, because here at MeidasTouch, truth is golden, and we always shoot straight and always will. So until next time, I'm Tennessee Brando. You guys keep tuning in. We'll keep telling you the truth.
Mighty, love this report? Continue the conversation by following us on Instagram at MeidasTouch to keep up with the most important news of the day. What are you waiting for? Follow us now.